Good Friday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. It is December 31st, the end of this work week and the end of the year that's been 2021. Thank you all so much for your support this year of Conversations Daily News, no matter what platform you're joining us on. We appreciate you all listening to our news headlines, our Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course our Entertainment Spotlight weekdays. Our success is all because of you, and we're looking forward to returning in 2022. For today, we of course have your news headlines coming up for this Friday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich in today's Entertainment Spotlight, even recording my conversation with author Dennis Perkins discussing the year that's been 2021 for him. Enjoy today's program. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Friday headlines. In national news, U.S. children hospitalized with COVID in near record numbers. The Omicron-fueled surge that is sending COVID-19 cases rocketing in the United States is putting children in the hospital in close to record numbers, and experts lament that most of the youngsters are not vaccinated. It's just so heartbreaking, said one doctor who was an infectious disease expert at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. It was hard enough last year, but now you know that we have a way to prevent all of this. During the week of December 21st to 27th, an average of 334 children 17 and under were admitted per day to hospitals with the coronavirus, a 58% increase from the week before, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The previous peak over the course of the pandemic was in early September, when children hospitalizations averaged 342 per day. On a hopeful note, children continue to represent a small percentage of those been hospitalized with COVID-19. An average of over 9,400 people of all ages were admitted per day during the same week in December. And many doctors say the youngsters coming in now seem less sick than those seen during the Delta surge over the summer. 2 months after vaccinations were approved for ages 5 to 11-year-olds, about 14% are fully vaccinated, CDC data shows. The rate is higher for 12 to 17-year-olds at about 53%. The issue is timing in many cases. Younger children were not approved for the vaccine until November, and many are only now coming up on their second dose. Overall, new COVID-19 cases in Americans of all ages have skyrocketed to the highest levels on record, an average of 300,000 per day, or 2.5 times the figure just 2 weeks ago. The highly contagious Omicron variant accounted for 59% of new cases last week, according to the CDC. Still, there are early indications that the variant causes milder illness than previous versions, and that the combination of the vaccine and the booster seem to protect people from its worst effects. In more national news, House committee says Trump privilege claim should be tossed. The House committee investigating the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol says the Supreme Court should let stand an appeals court ruling that the National Archives turn over documents from former President Donald Trump that might shed light on the events leading up to and including that day. In a filing on Thursday with the court, lawyers for the committee argued that it is within its jurisdiction to seek the information. The 9-member congressional committee is investigating not just Trump's conduct on January the 6th, when he told a rally to fight shortly before rioters overran law enforcement officers, but also his efforts in the months before to challenge election results or obstruct a peaceful transfer of power. Trump has attacked the committee's work and continued to promote unfounded conspiracy theories about widespread fraud in the election, even though Joe Biden's victory was certified by all 50 states. His claims have been rebuked by courts across the country. In business news, U.S. unemployment claims dropped to 198,000. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits fell below 200,000, more evidence that the job market remains strong in the aftermath of last year's coronavirus recession. Jobless claims dropped by 8,000 to 198,000, the Labor Department reported Thursday. The 4-week average, which smooths out week-to-week volatility, fell to just above 199,000, the lowest level since October 1969. The number suggests that the fast-spreading Omicron variant has yet to trigger a wave of layoffs. Although 1.7 million Americans were collecting traditional unemployment aid the week that ended December 18th, that was the lowest since March of 2020, just as the pandemic was starting to slam the U.S. economy, and down by 140,000 from the week before. In more business news, U.S. stocks indexes inch above record highs in quiet trading on Thursday. Stocks edged higher on Wall Street in afternoon trading Thursday as gains in healthcare and communication companies outweighed a pullback in technology and other sectors. The S&P 500 index was up by 0.1%, a day after notching its latest all-time high. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, which also set a record high Wednesday, was up 0.1%, while the Nasdaq was up 0.3%. And finally, in entertainment news, Mandy Moore braces for farewell to This Is Us with new music ahead. If Mandy Moore is bracing for emotional whiplash, it's understandable. She and her musician husband, Taylor Goldsmith, welcomed their first child in February, an event she says that turned her world technicolor, and the pair collaborated on the upcoming second album. The Cloud Ahead, the end of This Is Us, the NBC drama that she says proved a dream on every single level, from her co-stars to the consistently challenging work. The 18-episode final season will include an episode directed by Moore. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, it's all yours.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Use your blessings to aid others. There are many ways to aid people who may be in need. One way is to share your material possessions. When you share your possessions, you come to the understanding that the true joy of ownership lies in using what you own to improve the lives of others. A possession that sits untouched or isn't enjoyed is of little value to anyone. Sharing what you own helps you to make the most of your material resources by bringing joy to others. You feel gratified that your possessions are being well used and appreciated. Sharing your possessions is only one of the many ways you can use your blessings to aid others. Bring joy to others through sharing your material possessions or one of your many other talented gifts from God, and share them with joy. And remember to enjoy your day.
Author Dennis Perkins is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight. We're here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Author Dennis Perkins joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about his writing journey, and the year that's been 2021 is a bit of our conversation.
Dennis, let's begin where we are. We are literally counting down the days to the end of 2021, getting ready for what I think everyone hopes is a productive and inspiring 2022. But what has this experience been like for you this year, Dennis, to be able to look at this year and what you've been able to do?
Wow, it's been a very, very interesting year, mostly a challenging year. But, challenges come for a reason. They come to grow you. They don't come to tear you down. They don't come to destroy you, but they come to make you better. And so it's been that kind of a year for me. I had challenges in various areas. So I have come through, smelling like a rose. I feel like it, and it's almost like you go through fire, you come out on the other side. Not even seeming like you've been burned, or it's like the three Hebrew boys, went into the fire. But I'm not saying it to that extent, but you know what I mean. Everybody suffers some type of storms. Everybody suffers some type of challenge, regardless of their income, regardless of whatever. But it's how you go through the storm, how you stay in the boat. And when God says get out of your comfort zone and let's walk on the water, you do it. And you do it so that's the kind of year I've had. It's been just challenging, but I'm very pleased that I'm coming on the other side of it. Just feeling victorious, like it's done, on to new things.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. Prepare to get on Monday with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.